as you know, we are going to record this one because it's something that we want to be able to share with our other athletes that couldn't be on today. We know we have a few teams training, and we want to be able to share it with as many interested people as possible. So that's why we're going to record that one, just so all of you are aware. And how it's going to work today is we're going to ask Jyla some questions. She's going to tell us a little bit about herself and kind of her soccer journey. And anytime that you girls have a question, feel free to either put it in the chat or just raise your hand. We've talked about that before. So again, it's just the little reaction button, and that will allow you to raise your hand. And then we can get to you that way as well if you actually want to ask her in person. Oh, we still do have a few more coming in. All right, so again, yeah, that just allows us to kind of keep track of questions. Leanne's going to be kind of calling on the players more than me because I don't have a gallery view, so I can't see all of you. So I'm going to depend on Leanne for that, but I will also keep an eye on the chat. And I think between the two of us, we'll be able to answer all of your questions, or get Jyla to answer all of your questions. So hold on, I've got to mute a few more people.
I love everybody is saying hello to each other in the chat.
Right?
So nice to see this community that we're building.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I love it. I think you girls are, starting to get to know each other and become a little bit more comfortable. Wow, people are still coming in. Jyla, you're pretty popular.
Yeah.
All right, so if no one has any questions, I'm gonna keep adding people in as they come, but we're gonna get started. So first, Jyla, I just want you to give us a little bit of a background. So what team do you play for at Scottish? How long have you played for Scottish? Who's your coach? Just a few things like that. I know you coach a few different teams. So just give us a little brief, who is Jyla?
Okay, so I play on the 2003 girls Scottish team. My coach is Kevin Passant. Karli actually used to coach me before, but she left.
Sorry, girls, you didn't need me. You're in good hands.
No, we miss you. And I play attacking mid. I pretty much play anything up front. I used to be left wing, and I've been with Scottish since I was 8 years old. I'm 16 now. And that's it. Yeah.
All right. And what about like a little bit of Jyla outside of soccer? I'd love to just, we always see each other in soccer and we think that's all there is. Everyone thinks I'm just a coach. I have zero life. So I feel like with Jyla as well, like tell us a little bit about you outside of soccer, maybe your family, where you grew up. Have you lived in Edmonton your entire life?
So I was born in the Philippines. I was raised in Kamloops, BC. Then I moved here in Edmonton when I was in grade 1. What was I gonna say again? Sorry, I was like thinking about. Oh yeah, my family. I'm the only child. I have a dog. I play other sports as well. I play basketball, volleyball, like track, and badminton. And I do boxing as well as a side thing, but I haven't done that in a while. I'm I'm a hyper person. I'm like very enthusiastic. I'm like energetic. But yeah, that's like how I usually am.
So I'm super curious because I've known Jyla for a little bit now, and I had no idea that you're born in the Philippines, and I kind of felt bad that I didn't know that. So you're born in the Philippines. How long did you live in the Philippines until you went to Kamloops?
No, like I was not even like there. Like
Okay.
I was like a baby and I don't remember anything. No.
Okay. So I don't feel as bad. It's not like you were there for 10 years. So
No, it's no.
All right. So then you moved to Kamloops. How long were you in Kamloops for?
For 1 year only.
Okay.
And then I moved here. So.
And when did you start playing soccer? Right away?
I started playing soccer when I was 4. So I was in kindergarten still. I was like little. Yeah.
Wow. And like, was it just the case where I feel like a lot of us like, oh, try a bunch of different sports, go play like, you know, community or Timbit soccer and see how it is? Or like, how did you get involved in it?
I actually started with like dance and like ballet first. I wasn't good. So I actually saw one of my friends play soccer and I thought it was like really fun. So I tried it. Then I got into like community and like Timbits and then I went to club with Scottish.
So dancing wasn't for you?
No, not at all.
And then, so if you can just tell us, actually, I want people to get the big picture. So we'll come back to kind of the early days and how things started. But you have been offered a really cool opportunity. And can you just tell us a little bit about what that is? Because I know some girls on here might not know about it.
Okay, so I'm going over to the UK and I'm going to be playing for Chelsea's academy program and like their foundation. So I'm going to a school called Mount Kelly. It's a boarding school. So like they accept international students from like outside of their like area. But yeah.
And how did all of that come to be?
So I'm not like fully sure about it because it was Kevin, my coach, who brought it up to me and put it all together for me, and he informed me about it. So there was a coach here called his name is Michael Burkett. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name, and he saw me play and told him about me. So and then Kevin showed me an email about it and was like, "Hey, are you interested?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he put it all together and it just came together.
And when was that? When did all of this happen?
Before it was 2 months before I actually announced it. So I think at around April, I heard about it. Yeah.
Okay. And what were your initial thoughts? Like, have you even heard of it before?
No, I was like confused because I was like, what is that? Then I looked it up and I was like, oh wow, this is like a big thing. Like it's so exciting. And I was so shocked. I was like so happy at the same time.
Yeah, I bet there were a ton of emotions going on.
Yeah, I'm still going through it too because I'm gonna miss a lot over here. So I've been like sad, but it's like no, it's a new thing, and then I've been on and off about it.
And to give everyone some context, how old are you?
I'm 16 years old.
So
Yeah.
I was actually telling my team about you today, and I was like, girls, rise up tonight. Jyla's gonna be on. She's 16 years old. She's only a few years older than you girls. So I think that's.
I'm coming to bring it upstairs for her.
Oh, girls, can we make sure that we're all muted? Just kidding. I'm gonna mute you. Okay. And yeah, I think that's something that's really interesting. It's not like Jyla is some 30-year-old woman who, you know, reached this certain goal, which is amazing as well, but she's 16 years old. So she's very relatable to all of you. And I think that's what makes this even more interesting is that, yeah, like she's young and she's been where all of you have been before.
So Karli, can I ask Jyla a question really quickly here?
Yeah, honestly, step in anytime you want with any questions. Same with you girls. All right, and put some questions in the box as well, in the chat box.
Jyla, I'm wondering if you can expand on what this opportunity is and really make it clear how extraordinary it is for some of the girls who might not know maybe who Chelsea is or where they play or what level of play that is. And, you know, if you consider what the top level of play is for women, how many steps away are you from that? Like really give that some context to, because I want the girls to recognize really honestly how big a deal this is.
It's not like a university. It's like because that's all I've been seeing lately. Like it's like, oh, I graduated and stuff like that. Like that's big, but this is like even bigger because it's not like, oh, like everyone can get that opportunity. And it's like it's not because like not everyone can get it, and I'm lucky enough to have it. And I never like thought of myself playing at that level yet, at least at 16, but it's a huge deal. At least to me it is. And I hope I can like play for their first team over there if I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so Chelsea is like one of the best teams arguably in the world, right?
Yeah.
One of the best, let's call it the best club, because there's the men's team and then there's the women's program, which is building at this point in time. So in the scheme of things, we're talking about possibly you playing at the top level of women's soccer in the world. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to shine some light on that to show the other girls on this call right now really what's possible for them, having seen somebody who's really in our community do it too. And you said that you didn't necessarily believe that you would be doing this at 16. What would you say that it was a dream of yours at some point in your life?
Yeah, it really was, because I got to watch my friends like live the dream that I want and like see them go travel, and I never got it, and it was hard. So I never like thought of this ever gonna happen to me, and I'm like really grateful for that.
I love that you say that you're grateful, and it really took something for you to get where you're at, right?
Yeah.
And so there's a degree of talent for sure that's inherent with you. Your soccer is one of your talents and athletics is one of your talents. But what else did it take for you to develop your soccer skills and yourself as a human to be prepared for an opportunity like this?
A lot of hard work for sure. Like you can go to practices and like have fun, but it's it's how hard you work and then doing the extra stuff. So going on runs and like doing extra ball work at home and like doing the extra stuff is really going to help you. That's what I did.
And what kind of extra stuff are you talking about?
Like if I want to work on my shots, I would go to the field close to my house and go shoot. And then if it's like rainy outside and I'm like feeling all lazy, I'm gonna go outside anyways and go run. Like stuff like that.
So what I hear you saying is that you really had to overcome how you were feeling to be committed to your goal. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So what were some of the challenges that did come up that you had to overcome within yourself, like in some of those internal challenges?
I don't, what? Sorry.
That is the question. I know. So you mentioned before, sometimes you felt a little bit lazy. and you didn't want to go for a run, but you chose to go anyway. So that's sort of something that you overcame. Are there other things that you had to overcome? Like maybe something along the lines of, did you ever doubt yourself? Did you ever think, oh, this is impossible? Or, you know, some of those kind of things that might kick in for us sometimes that.
Yeah, I felt that sometimes.
And what did you do for yourself to overcome that?
Because I knew if I like did it anyways, it's gonna pay off. So like I always tell myself that if I like even if I am lazy, like I'm gonna go get up and do it because I know someone else isn't gonna do it, so I'm gonna do it and I have to do it because it's something I have to do in order to get what I want. And that would be like that's another step to like pursuing like what I want to do. So like playing in like high levels and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So you did that trusting that that would get you as far as you could possibly go.
Yeah.
Wow, that's remarkable. Karli, did you have anything that you wanted to add at this point? There's a few questions in the comment or in the chat that we can go to also.
Yeah, I was just looking at those questions actually, and there's like a bit of a common theme. I think a lot of the girls want to know what it took to get to this level. So I think it'd be kind of interesting for you to just briefly go through like your journey from the beginning, just so we can get an idea of like the teams you played for and, you know, when you started. And I think they will be able to relate a lot to that. So if you could just kind of go through your soccer journey thus far. You're still very young and you got a lot of exciting things to come. But yeah, just since you were little, kind of how has it gone?
Okay, so when I was like little, I started with community first. Um, then my dad noticed like I have potential, so he wanted me to go try out for teams. So I went to Scottish first. I played with them for a while, and then I went to Impact for like a couple for a couple seasons, and I came back. Okay, I came back. Yeah, so I came back. I was also part of ASA, so Alberta Soccer Association, and I was with them for 3 years. So we would go travel to Vancouver, play, and there were like combines. So at the end, they would pick players from each team and put them in one game. I was lucky enough to be in 2 of them. Yeah. And then I've also been with the Rex program, so which is pretty much FC Edmonton for girls. I was with them for 3 years. Then I was also with I was a part of Western Canada Summer Games as well. So I was one of the 3 girls who were chosen in Edmonton to go play. So we went to what was it? Oh, I can't remember. We traveled as a team. It was so fun. We got to play teams from like all over like the west side of Canada, and it was like really fun. And then yeah, I got this opportunity as well, and I'm really excited for this one. So yeah, hopefully I can play like really good over there, like I have been over here.
I'm sure you'll do just fine. So during all of that time, what are some of the moments that like really stand out to you? Like things where you're like, oh, I bet in 10 years I'm still gonna remember this, and this was like so much fun. And it could be anything from like, you know, trophies and medals to just like experiences, tournaments, anything like that.
Probably when I got interviewed by CTV. I was the first youngest player to ever play in that league at age 12. And then CTV heard about it and then did a like a story about me. And then it was like really cool. I'll always remember that. It was really fun.
You're 12 years old and you got interviewed on the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see, we talked earlier and she was like, I get so nervous when I do interviews. And yeah, I could see if you're 12 years old, it might be a little nerve-wracking. And then what about just like kind of the everyday life, like over the years, what really stands out to you? Like, why do you play? What brings you back every day to continue to play and train? And like, why are you so passionate about soccer?
I of course I like love playing in general, like that's fun, but also with my friends as well. Cause I had so many friendships built because of soccer, and it's just really, it's so amazing because I'm still friends with them now and I still play with them. So yeah, they make it fun for me.
Definitely. Do you think that that's like, could you play an individual sport? Or are you
No,
more of a team? Yeah.
like a team sport.
And why do you think that is?
I honestly don't know. I just, cause I don't know. It's just fun playing as a team than just like individually, just for me personally.
Yeah, get to be with your friends.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a lot of questions coming in, so let's take to the chat.
There's a lot of questions about training and what
Yes.
types of skills you recommend. Can I fire some of these off at you, Jyla, and you can answer them?
Yeah, I'm reading them off too.
Good. So, how often do you have to train? Let's say in a week. How many hours in a week do you train?
Oh man, it's a lot. This week, I've only had one rest day, which was yesterday. I trained on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday I was off. And then today I had training, 2 sessions today. I train a lot.
So, how many hours would you put into each session?
It's like an hour each, but it's like a lot during, like just for 1 week. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Is your training like on the field? Are you in a like a fitness facility? Are you going for runs? What type of training are you talking about?
Oh, like I'm talking about the ones for Scottish. I even trained with the '06 PDP boys this week. That was fun. Yeah.
So do you train whenever you can? Whenever you have an opportunity? Are you like, yes?
Yeah, when I don't have soccer with Scottish, I try to go out, either run on my own and like just get touches in, like near the field, and just shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another question. How often do you go for runs and how long are your runs for?
Okay, so I have an app called Nike Run. So I usually go for 5K or 3. If it's 3K, it would be like after training or something. But if I like have a full day of nothing, it'd be 5K. I try to finish them under like at the 26-minute mark. But yeah.
So you're pushing yourself to go faster each time? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and it like tracks how like fast you're going, and like it just tracks everything for you, and it's really good.
The Nike app, you say, hey?
Yeah.
Another question I have from one of our participants is, what type of ball skills do you recommend working on that will affect and benefit playing in games?
Probably just do the simple stuff first and perfect them, because if you can like you can like juggle and like do all that stuff, like that's cool, but like if you can like do the simple stuff in a game perfectly, like do good passes and like have good touches, like that's what's going to make a difference when you play. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Great answer. So then the next question is, what skills do you focus on? Would you answer that the same, or is there something else?
Yeah, that's pretty much the same.
Okay. What's your juggling record?
1,920.
What? Without letting the ball drop?
Yeah, I'm telling you, my hips were so stiff. I was just standing there and it hurts.
How long did that take?
It took like 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah, well, just under that. It wasn't that long.
Okay, so that there's something for you all to aspire to. You've got 10 minutes, juggle the ball for over 1,000 times.
Pretty much.
Okay, we'll see who's the first one to catch you. It might be Karli.
That's funny.
Do you have a favorite skill that you've done? So I think this sounds like it might be like a specialized skill or a trick or something like that.
Are we talking about like in a game or just like a juggling skill?
Do you have one that you did in a game?
No, because I only have one move and like that's it.
What's your move?
It's a rollover. I do it all the time.
A roll over.
Yeah, you can roll the ball over.
I just have to touch it on that. So what does that say, Jyla? You have one move that you do all the time. What
that doesn't make me look good.
No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I'm not trying to, yeah. It's like, all I'm saying is that girls, you don't need to be good at 30 different moves. If you have one or two
like
moves
have one good one and use it.
Because if you watch Jyla, you're right, she does this thing extremely well and no one can stop. It's very hard to defend against it. So if you can figure that out, then yeah, you're unstoppable. Sorry, Leanne, I just had to touch on that point.
No, I think that is fantastic. And that's such a great point. And come here, Annalena. And I was just thinking, so I coach Annalena at the youngest age group that we have in our skill center right now. She's in the U7s and we practice rollovers all the time. So I just want to say, you know, right from the very start, this is what we're doing at Scottish. And honey, can you go ask Dad whatever you need? Thank you. Okay. So the next question, what is your favorite thing about soccer?
Literally everything. Like I just love, even just being at Scottish, I'm literally there all the time. Just the environment, just like being there, you know? But like I just love being with my friends and like being with people. That's why I coach. And like I just love being with kids and like helping them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I really want to talk about your coaching because you are making such an impact with several teams in our club, aren't you? You're coaching in many.
I'm coaching the U9 boys and the U13 girls.
Mm-hmm. And what do you love about coaching those two groups?
Well, I like to coach the girls because I know like little girls would like try a bunch of stuff and then end up either liking it or like start quitting. And I've noticed like lots of little girls have been quitting and not playing sports anymore. So I'd like to like be like a inspiration to like little kids and like hopefully keep them playing and like have someone to look up to and like just someone, because like I'm somewhat close to their age, but like not really. But it's just like it's just hard having to like I don't know, like it's just, see, I'm stuttering. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
So when you're talking about coaching the young girls and wanting to inspire them, just for a second, I would like to ask all of the girls on the call right now, if you would like to be coached by Jyla, write yes in the chat and maybe write why.
I would.
I know, me too. Look at these yeses pouring in. I can't even keep up. My chat's just like a stream, like this river of yeses. Lots and lots of yeses. Can we hear from somebody right now Oh, yes, because she could teach me lots, because she is awesome, to be inspired by someone older, who's still in the club, I imagine. She's an awesome soccer player. Yes, because she seems like a good coach, would be a great mentor. I would, because she's so nice and she has a lot of skill, because she sounds so fun.
I am fun. I promise you, I'm so fun.
I'm sure you are, because she's a good role model and she's going to be a pro soccer player. Yes, because she reminds me of someone from TV. Who? Ariana and Gwyneth. Who does she remind you of from TV? That's interesting. She makes practice fun. Anaya says that, or you're already coaching her?
Yeah.
So fun, so fun. Good role model for girls. She makes practice fun. She reminds me of Anna Dune?
Anna Dunn.
Anna Dunn. Oh, Anna Dunn. Oh, another great Scottish soccer
Another
player,
really
right?
good coach, yeah.
So funny. Jyla's awesome. She's a really good soccer player. She would motivate me to do better. Yeah, when we have soccer practices, they're fun, but you make them even more fun, Chloe says. This is great. So you're making a huge impact in our club with the younger athletes. Are there other reasons that you like to coach? Like, what really gets you excited about coaching?
I just like being with kids and just like playing with them. Like it's like, oh, let's like go like kick around, and like it's just so fun to me. I just like being around them.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like they really relate to you and really like being around you too. I have a question for you about the difference between coaching the girls and coaching the boys, because you've got a boys team and a girls team, right?
Yeah.
Do you notice any differences between coaching the two?
Well, I'm gonna say this: the girls are more mature, and like I can control them better. But they're both fun. I love coaching both of them, but um, not really. I really don't see a difference. Like they both teams love to play, and like they both come to like they train to train, and like it's good. I like it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I want to say thank you on behalf of the club, and I'm just going to speak for the girls on the call who have been coached. Actually, you know what? I'm not. Just if you've been coached by Jyla, I want to say thank you to her. And I want to say thank you to you, Jyla, for contributing to the culture of our club and being such a strong role model for the girls here. And that brings me to another question that was asked about who is your role model? Who is your favorite player and who do you look up to?
Okay. Everyone kind of like makes fun of me about it, but I like Neymar only because of like how he plays and just like how he dribbles. But I always watch his like highlight clips from when he was playing with Santos and like Barcelona. Not really now, but because he always like dives and stuff. But I just because the way he dribbles, it's like it's just so clean, and I just want to be as like good as like a dribble as he is, and I just like how he plays.
Do you notice yourself having like, do you try and do what he does, or do you aspire to play similarly to how he plays, or do you notice your style is totally different but you just really appreciate, like, can you define what it is about that excites you?
No, like I aspire to like just be like him, and like yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And what's your favorite team?
Because I'm going to Chelsea, they're probably my favorite team. Like both the boys and girls they're really good. I watched them play and they're really good.
Yeah. Did you grow up loving Chelsea?
No. I'm gonna tell you this. Like I don't even like support anybody. Like until now, like I'm like, okay, I'm a Chelsea fan. So yeah.
I think you've got a pretty good reason for being a Chelsea fan. Okay. Karli, have you noticed any other questions coming up in the chat that I've missed?
Who's your favorite soccer player?
Probably Neymar.
Oh yeah, I'm losing my mind. Do you have any favorite female soccer players?
Probably Sam Kerr. She plays on Chelsea. Because she plays my position and she's really good.
She is. I've watched her and yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
You're going to be in good hands at Chelsea.
Do you have role models outside of soccer? People you really look up to?
I have a family friend. Her name is Jyla Erandio. Kevin actually introduced me to her when I was 10. I kind of don't know where she is anymore, but she really helped me, like, because we did one-on-one sessions and stuff. But just like as a person, like she's really helped me just be a better person. And I like look up to her. She's probably like one of the closest people that I've like outside of soccer, I guess, but she's just like a really nice person. I really look up to her.
And what's your age difference between you and her?
She's still like a lot older than I am, but I don't know how old she is. But
yeah, I actually played with her, so we're the same age. So she's got to be around, I guess.
Oh, you did?
Myself. Yeah,
I didn't know.
Her a lot. Yeah. And you're right. She is a gem. She is a wonderful person. Really amazing person. Yeah.
Love her.
Let's see. I'm going through all the yeses right now and trying to see the next question. Got a lot of yeses.
Jyla, I have a question for you. And this might be premature. So if it is, you can just say not there yet. And that's fine. But I'm wondering, so now you've achieved a considerable, so my perception, you have achieved a considerable goal of yours by making it to Chelsea. Are you now, since April, when you first heard about this, have your dreams expanded? Have they gotten bigger? Like, have you moved to the next step? What do I want to dream about now?
I don't think so. I'm not there yet. I want to see how I am over there first, and like it's still kind of been the same, like my goals.
Yeah. We haven't asked you directly, what are your goals? Like, what are you dreaming of?
Well, like of course I had this really good opportunity, but like probably like play like pro and like play on like TV and stuff, and like play in stadiums and like be on TV and like just all of that.
Have you always want that?
I've always wanted that. Yeah.
Since you were a little girl?
Yeah.
Making dreams come true, which is kind of the main theme that we're talking about with this call, with this Rise Up call, is making dreams come true, because you were a living example of the possibility of that. And that's really exciting. And I wonder do you have any advice you could say to the girls on the call right now about what they can do to make their dreams come true? Not necessarily soccer dreams, but sort of, do you have an insight in dreams in general?
Like don't give up. Like how hard it actually is, and how hard you have to like do the stuff that you need to do. Just don't give up. Because I was at a point where I wanted to, but I didn't, because this is something that I really, really want. So if you really want something, just put all of your hard work into it and just don't give up.
That's a powerful message.
Is there any advice that you've gotten over the years that has really stuck with you? Could be from a coach or a teacher or a friend or really anyone, parents.
Well, I've been told like I'm really good for my age group, and like I stand out amongst like people who I play with, and like I I have to like keep that in mind because every time I play, I don't want to be like average and just be there. So like every time I play, it's like, okay, I have to like stand out and like play good. And like it whatever I do kind of makes them look bad if I don't do good, if that makes sense. So, yeah.
So you like feel like you hold yourself to a higher standard.
Yeah.
Is that ever, do you feel like you ever put too much pressure on yourself?
Sometimes I do, but because like I always expect a lot from myself, but sometimes you need to just like be like don't be so like hard on yourself about it.
Because I can imagine that things haven't gone smoothly this entire journey and that there have been ups and downs that you've had to overcome, and not every game you're going to play great. So how do you, I guess, get back up? You say keep going and never give up, and like, is there something you tell yourself, or is there just like a mindset you have, or how is it that, for example, if you have a really bad game, you show up to training the next day and you train hard and you keep going?
Yeah. So like if you play bad in a game, yeah, I'd be like, oh, I should have done this better and this better. But like go the next time you have something, like put all of your like put 100%. Like if you have training, like the way you train is the way you're gonna play in a game. So always put 100% in your trainings and in your games.
For sure, for sure. So there's a few more questions coming through the chat. One is, do you do anything to prepare mentally for games or practices?
Not mentally, but like I do listen to music before I play, or like if before training and like during warm-ups, I do listen to music, and it kind of just gets me in like the zone, I guess. Whatever you say. It kind of just prepares me to just be like, okay, it's time to play.
Yeah, no.
So what kind of music do you listen to?
It's all over. Like I listen to a lot of stuff.
Did you pick a song for us to listen to today?
Yes.
I actually did. I sent it to Karli.
Okay, perfect. I can't wait. We'll do that in a couple of minutes. Here, what are your favorite songs to listen to before training?
Anne, you want to tell us about our playlist?
Girls.
Yeah, let's hear from Anne.
It's a mix of everything. There are a couple Frozen songs in there. Some Disney music going on. Yeah, it really is a mix of everything. Every once in a while, we'll give Claire the speaker and she'll start playing some country. Christmas music every once in a while.
Oh,
Christmas
DJ Annie Mac.
What is your favorite part about being at soccer, Jyla?
Being at soccer, I feel like I'm repeated, but like being with my friends, that's literally all that I am. Playing, of course, but my friends, I just love being with my friends because I get to be with like two things and like do something that I love, and it's just really fun.
Karli, do you think it would be okay if, I know that some of Jyla's teammates are on here, if we heard from a couple of them what it's like to be a teammate with Jyla?
Yeah, go for it. That'll be eventful.
Okay. Jyla, if you want to call on somebody, or Karli, if you want to call on somebody, you're both more familiar with their team.
I can't
Okay.
see everyone that's on, so because of like the view that I have, so that for this recording, so
Right.
I think Jyla is gonna have to be able to call on her teammates. Pick the ones that you trust to say some nice things.
Okay, I'm looking at the participants. Oh, Amelie.
Okay, so I've played with Jyla since she first came to Scottish. So I'm 2 years older than her, but I've she's pretty much always played with me. So she was 8 and I was 10. And like from that I still remember the first practice she came. I was so impressed. And it was like just wild that she could do the things she could. And she was already like at 8 years old, like probably the best one there, you know? And she's definitely always kind of like set an example for our team, like how hard Jyla's working, you should be working that hard too. And like you see her like posting, she has this like soccer account and you see her like posting her training videos and you're like, oh, I should do that. Or like you'll see her posting like her run results and you're like, oh, I should go for a run. So she definitely sets that example for what our entire team should be doing. Yeah. That's all I got.
Awesome. Thank
Anybody
you.
follow Jyla? Like, is this social media if somebody wants to follow her?
Sure.
Followers right now, Jyla?
All my followers go up. I'll put it in the chat, I guess.
Sure. Are you on Instagram?
Yeah, I am. I'll just.
Is there another one of your teammates on here too that we could call and put on the spot?
I'm looking. I've played against some of them, but I think it's only Anne and Amelie on here. But yeah.
Well, it looks like it ends up then.
Yeah, I came to Scottish a bit later. I came to Scottish, I think, the season after Jyla. So I didn't get to see her first tryout, but yeah, it's been interesting. Like it's been exciting to watch her grow as a player. And I think also an important part of it, not just as a player, but as a person. She's become way more mature. She's become like her true self, which I think is another important thing that soccer has helped her with. And so it's been, I mean, it's almost weird. I want to say like I'm proud. And it's been exciting and it's fun to watch what has like come to be and the opportunities that she has gotten. And I think like Amelie was saying, it's something that a lot of people are impressed with. And you can look at that and be like, that's my goal. Like I want to aim to work that hard. I want to aim to end up being where she is one day. So I think that Scottish as a club is lucky to have someone, especially a female player that young kids can look up to of like all ages.
Definitely.
Oh, so many kind words, Jyla.
I know. I'm gonna cry now.
Don't tear up over there now. Anne's like the mom of the team and she's proud of you. I feel bad. I know we're running out of time, but there's like questions that keep coming up that we've not gotten to, like that they're repeated. Mm-hmm. So there's only a few. So I don't know if we should let's just do a quick speed round. So Hunter wants to know, how did you manage playing multiple sports? And did they ever conflict? Or did you have to choose?
I definitely had to choose. I chose which was more important. So soccer. I did play basketball, but I did have to miss I had to miss 2 semifinals and they lost, but whatever. I had to miss those, but I definitely chose soccer over like all my sports sides too. choose. Yeah.
So you still played multiple sports, but when it came down to any conflicts, then you'd choose soccer.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I feel like that was the main one. The other one was, how were you noticed by scouts?
I don't, because it's always my coach that tells me. I don't really know. They're just there and I don't notice it. So I don't know how to explain that or answer
Yeah,
that.
so girls, pretty much every time you have a game, play your best, do your best. Like Jyla said, play 100% because you never know who's going to be watching. Maybe there's a scout there. You know, that's generally what happens. So you just always got to try your best. All right. Leanne, yeah, go ahead.
So we'll play your song now, Jyla. But while we're playing, I was wondering if the girls could write in the chat maybe a message that you would like to send to Jyla. Good luck or congratulations, or we'll be thinking about you when you're in London, England, playing with Chelsea, or something along those lines. Yeah, just so what you can put that in the chat, or thank you, whatever is coming to you, whatever you feel inspired to share with Jyla from this meeting. Does that sound good?
Sounds good. All right, I'm gonna start the song and you girls get on the chat.
When I was 16, my father said, you can do anything you want with your life. You just have to be willing to work hard to get it. That's when I decided, when I die, I want to be remembered for the life I lived, not the money I made.
All right, so it is 6 o'clock. We always say we'll go for an hour. So I think we did pretty good today, Leanne. So I just want, I guess we might go a few minutes over because I guess I'm not done talking. But Jyla, we just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Not only do you spend so much time with the club and coaching and playing, but the fact that you take time out of your Sunday night to give back as well, it really means a lot. And if it's any indication, if you look at the chats, these girls are crazy about you. So you are really making a big impact, and you're a really great role model and mentor. And I know that regardless of where you go, if it's London or, you know, wherever your life takes you, you're going to do great things, and you're just continue to be a great person. And we'll all be here behind you and cheering you on. All these girls, the coaches, the club in general, we all have your back, and we just want the best for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jyla.
All right, girls. Well, we are going to call it. Again, just like any other time, if you have other questions that you're dying to ask Jyla, maybe she'll give you her Insta.
It's there.
There. So your I don't even know what it's. I feel so old. Your DMs are gonna be like blowing up. So. All right. Well, that is all we have. Girls, have a wonderful Sunday night, and we'll see you in about a month.